Today we'll be making this calico critter star. First off, you'll need your calico critter and a piece of cardboard or something hard to trace around it. Then you would need to mark the sides of its head to be the guide of where you're going to make the hole. Roughly draw the star around the whole figure, ensuring that the head will be kept in one spot and not overlapped by any of the lines. Make sure the body is fully in the star so we can have enough felt to cut out. Here I'm adjusting the shape of the star so that ear is covered. You can do it with curves or any other shape, just make sure the whole body is covered. You will need a front piece and a back piece. You could use clips for this part, or there's another option of just tracing it. Now you need to cut out the shape. There is some Sharpie marks, so if you want that to be covered, you should use it as a back piece. Next, you need to mark where the head is, so I just marked the center and drew the circle out. In order for your calico critter to fit, some of their clothes need to be taken off if they are too bulky. You can either have some of its head sticking out, or you can just make it where the face is. Here I'm cutting out a strip in order to put the ball chain in or any other keychain. Now it's time for stitching. For this project, I'll be using blanket stitching for the whole process. To blanket stitch, you put the needle in, then you put the thread over the needle. Once again, you input the needle, and then you wrap the thread around the needle. This is what it should look like. When you cut it, there is a little hanging piece. You can leave it like that, or I like to glue it down with some hot glue. For the tag piece, you can also just hot glue it, or you can sew it in using a needle and thread. My thread has 6 strands, but I only use 2. Now we start blanket stitching all the way around the star. This is optional, but you can use a clip to hold the felt pieces in place. Once again, how to blanket stitch is you put the needle through the 2 pieces of felt, put the thread over the needle, and pull it out. Here we are reaching the top part. If you hot glued it, you can also stitch it so it looks more uniform. This part isn't necessary, but if you wanted to, you can add some decorations. There's also buttons. If you do buttons, you can just sew them in also. I just found that hot glue was the easiest. Now it's time for the ball chain or keychain, any would work fine. Your blanket stitch could look a little different if you do go deeper in. This is what it would look like. The other one I barely went in.